to securities, cooperatives, and beyond. Each brings a unique perspective, a distinct lens through which to view AML CFT risks. This convergence allows us to cross-pollinate insights, challenge assumptions, and build a collective knowledge repertoire. Such cross-sectoral engagement is not just enriching but essential. Tackling complex problems like financial crime requires a broader, more holistic approach. When we move beyond silos and embrace integrated thinking, we unlock new pathways to resilience. According to UN Office on Drugs and Crime, the estimated amount of money laundered globally in 1 year is between $800 billion and $2 trillion, which accounts for around 2 to 5% of global GDP. Tax evasion alone causes an estimated annual global loss of $312 billion. And organizations lose around 5% of annual revenue to fraud, amounting to $3.6 billion globally. The Basel AML Index ranks over 160 countries on their money laundering risk, with many developing nations scoring poorly due to weak institutional frameworks and enforcement gaps. These flows distort markets, fuel corruption, and undermine trust in institutions. In developing economies, they erode public revenue, destabilize banking systems, and divert resources from health, education, infrastructure, and similar building blocks. But it is human cost that is even more profound. Financial crime deepens the socioeconomic divide, depreciates human capital, and compromises the futures of our children and youth. Impressionable minds are increasingly exploited to be used as vehicles for laundering, recruited into illicit networks, and exposed to environments where crime masquerades as opportunity. This is perhaps the most dangerous consequence of all, when the next generation is groomed not for innovation but for manipulation. And the challenge is not confined by borders. Cross-border financial crime exploits legal loopholes, regulatory gaps, jurisdictional blind spots, and technological dodges. Criminals move money across nations with speed and precision, making detection and prosecution exponentially harder. That is why robust supervision must begin as a preventive measures, not a reactive one. Early detection and intervention save institutions, protect reputations, and avoid the far greater cost of remediation. And here, continuous learning plays a vital role. It not only empowers individuals and institutions to adapt, it also reinforces and enhances the robustness of preventive measures. Our journey towards a resilient and credible AML CFT regime has been marked by determination, collaboration, and a shared vision for institutional integrity. Yet we must also recognize the complexity of this task, particularly as we strive to uphold financial inclusion as a national imperative. Strengthening our defenses against financial crime must not come at the cost of excluding those who rely on access to formal financial services. This is a delicate balance, but one we are committed to achieving. Through risk-based supervision, inclusive regulatory design, and ongoing stakeholder engagement, we can ensure that our AML CFT efforts buttress rather than restrict inclusive growth. Moreover, the success of our AML CFT framework depends not only on the strength of our institutions,